Hello and welcome to Table of Geequals, episode 34. Spoiler alert, no bitching. And I'm PigMonkey, and I downloaded The Wolf Among Us this week to give it a try, and it's cool if it would stop freezing up on me.
I'm Gavin, and I've mostly just been playing Dead Island and Christmas shopping this week. More of the Dead Island.
I'm Bill, and I'm proud of you for downloading Wolf Among Us, because it is a great game. And I've watched the Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer 3 times a day since it came out, probably.
Wow.
3, 4, maybe.
Wow, I feel like less of a fan in your wake.
Loser!
I'm Alex, feeling like a loser, apparently. Also, not doing a whole lot other than kicking ass in GVN and preparing to take ownership of my nerd cave sanctuary, which happens to be attached to a house. So there's that.
Nerdtopia?
Nerdtopia, I like that. Is it like strawberry kiwi flavored?
Yeah,
Or...
yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Nerdtopia. Yeah.
Nerdtasia.
If you lift the roof off,
That'll be the first the name of the first game site in my rec room.
Nerdtasia.
Welcome to Nerdtasia.
And parents will not let their children shop there.
Yeah, so John Roy and I wanted to... He's been catching up on all the podcasts, and he said, I want to try that out. So we downloaded it and started playing, and it froze up so that we had to reboot it twice. And when you're repeating the same thing a couple of times, it gets
so
kinda...
how far have you managed to get, story-wise?
We did all the weird stuff in the library, all the research in the library.
Right.
And in the main office.
Yeah,
and
that was...
we were heading out.
That was the scene that made me squeal, like when they go in and the flying monkeys there,
Yeah.
and you see just Easter eggs for
It was
days along the
very
walls.
much like
good.
Reading the trade,
Yeah.
like reading through it, and it's an original story. You can see where it would have taken place in the chronology. So
Yeah. I can't decide if I want to wait for the next 4 all to be out, because it hurts just to play one season or one episode at a time.
Well, it's $5 at a time, or get all of them for $20.
Yeah,
and
but it's the waiting.
It's gonna be most of this next year before they're all out. So I'll pay the $5 as it comes along to play it.
I guess I'm going to wait for the trade, as it were.
Speaking of Telltale games that make that game, did you see their announcement this week with their next Game of Thrones?
Really?
They're doing Game of Thrones. Derek, you're disappointed in what were you expecting?
They did Monkey Island, didn't they?
Did they do Monkey
No,
Island?
that was LucasArts. Like Curse
they
of
did,
Monkey Island.
Get your
Return
shit
to
together,
Monkey
Derek.
I think it was...
No, that was LucasArts. But it was
Sam and Max.
Awesome.
Sam and Max.
Same
LucasArts.
was that was
Yeah.
LucasArts. Day of the Tentacle.
LucasArts
Full
does
Throttle.
not give up licenses,
Yeah,
except for Star Wars for some reason.
for some reason. Because
yeah.
it's a money train.
money.
Exactly.
Because money, exactly. So Game of Thrones, is it going to be in a similar style?
Don't know. It's just a little 30-second trailer that they
The books
released earlier this day.
The TV show.
Doesn't say anything. It's just this long shot of mountains with snow, and it says, coming soon. You won't believe your eyes.
Well,
blah, 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 blah,
That's
blah.
fantastic because, I mean...
Monkey Island, Telltale,
Hey.
LucasArts, collaboration. Thank you.
Derek for the win.
See, I was
Drop
just...
the mic and I'm out.
I was pushing you, Derek, because I knew that if I pushed you, you would rise to the occasion.
Dun,
I'm a
dun,
teacher.
dun, dun, chicka dun, 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 chicka dun, chicka dun, dun, dun,
No,
chicka
it's
dun,
honestly, it's
Dun.
fantastic that...
I'm loving the
I'm just
montage.
ignoring
of
you.
him
Yeah,
with his
we'll just
iPad.
talk over here on this side of the podcast.
It's okay. They'll edit this part out.
Yeah.
This conversation will be gone.
You guys stop talking over there.
He's having a montage
It's
here.
honestly, it's fantastic that they're doing Game of Thrones because they'll be able to do what they do with the rest of their games and make you like fall in love with these characters.
Yeah.
so that you truly feel it when they kill them all.
Yeah, when episode 4 rolls
All
around
of
and
them.
Red Wedding comes up.
Yes.
I was thinking I'll finally possibly learn some names of characters and be able to remember them.
I find because people know I've read all the books.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of the TV show, blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, don't get attached.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody.
But that's the rule for all George R.R. Martin.
True enough.
Yep.
Or,
I mean, if you're going to read George R.R. Martin, you're going to read with the understanding that as soon as you fall in love with a character,
he's gone.
He's going to kill him. As soon as he's like, it's like he's got a measurement. He's like, do I care?
Yeah.
Do I care? Yes, I care about this. Now, how can I make him suffer and die?
Well, that's that. Like, Whedon fans complain all the time, and I'm one of them. Like, oh, of course Whedon killed him. I loved him, but we have it so easy. We really do. Whedon fans, honestly. Oh, Coulson, really? Yeah. How about all of the favorite characters? How about if every...
No, I take your point, though. It's... Whedon fans are...
We whine about one death, but then George R.R. Martin comes along and is just like, oh, one death.
It's a slow chapter.
Yeah, before the commercial break.
That's how he writes his stuff, though. You're expecting a large kill count when you read George R.R. Martin.
Did you ever read any of his Wildcards books?
You gave me one of them, and it was interesting. I have trouble with the way he writes.
Yeah, that's fair.
I find it like it's not like I don't think it's good. It's just that with the way I read, there are times where I can reread the same page like 3 or 4 times and still not remember it. And I found when I was reading his stuff, it was just like Teflon sometimes. So I generally give up in those situations.
Well, I mean, I just love the Wildcards world for a superhero world. It's absolutely one of my favorites.
And he kills off everybody in those.
And everybody dies.
Well, yes. I mean, you are dealing with people that shoot fire and plasma and nuclear blasts and what have you. There should be a fairly high kill count. It's like if you're running around with swords and stuff, a lot of people aren't going home. Especially if you have
with all their limbs.
No modern medicine. You don't have penicillin.
It's just a
You're
flesh
dying
Just
of
a flesh
infection.
wound.
You're dying of infection, which was one of the most horrifying deaths in that series.
I stubbed my toe. 3 days later.
Tell my wife I
Reminds
loved her.
me of the, do you remember...
Tell his wife I loved her.
We have to talk movie trailers.
We
Why?
do have to
There were
talk movie
3
trailers.
great movie trailers this week.
Godzilla.
Godzilla. This is going to get the taste of the Broderick movie out of the zeitgeist.
That was a fantastic film. Okay,
I'm
will
not
see
judging
guys
you.
next week.
You are
I
going to
will
make
see
it out of
myself
this room.
It was not.
The Godzilla looked pretty good in it, I guess.
John
I like that
Turturro
film.
was in it, wasn't he?
No, Jean Reno.
Oh, yeah. I like Jean Reno.
And Matthew
Reno.
Broderick, before he got kind of fat.
Before Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And had mutant earthworms.
I remember a movie. Yeah.
I liked...
And there was a whole bunch of
That
Godzillas.
Had
at the
they
end.
called it anything but Godzilla, it would probably be a movie that I
It was
liked.
better than Cloverfield.
Yeah. But what about...
Is that our watermark now?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's if I put those two side by side, I definitely feel like the characters in Godzilla are behaving less stupidly than the characters in Cloverfield.
That's fair.
But I think the ruler you have to use now is Pacific Rim. Like,
Well, that's just not being fair.
I know, it's going to be one monster on the screen when Pacific Rim made me so happy with 3 monsters, 4
Yeah.
monsters.
Have you seen the honest trailer for Pacific Rim?
No.
It's like, it's either the stupidest cool movie of all time or the coolest stupid movie of all time.
It's so true. It's so good, though.
Because, man, really? This is
Robots?
dumb. But then, oh my god, did you see that? Cool. Yeah. Like, oh my god.
I want more of that franchise. So
And
Oh,
you're
they're-
going to
they're-
get
yeah,
it.
they're-
Oh, you're gonna get it. I
No,
don't
not-
know. The Godzilla promo blew me away. It was so
was
fun to
The
watch.
skydivers and just the
Yeah.
slow reveal of Godzilla.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
And he's absolutely huge.
Yeah, right.
Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen are both in this film.
Fantastic.
And they're both appearing as Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, respectively, in Age of Ultron.
Oh,
Good
Kind of
for
a fun
them.
fact for you.
There you
But yeah, those two and Bryan Cranston, I'm okay with.
Looking
this.
very emotional in the promo.
He was crying.
There was like tears.
They made Heisenberg cry.
Look great. Promo number 2, Amazing Spider-Man.
Well, wait, what was? So I don't know what the third one is. Then.
Oh, Jupiter Ascending. Did you see?
I didn't see
They
that.
just
we
released-
haven't got there
I think
yet.
it was
Let's
just
talk
yesterday.
about
that
it.
it was earlier this week.
Super Ascending. What?
This is the Wachowski brothers' new
Oh,
sci-fi
right. I didn't have a
thing with
chance to
Mila
watch
Kunis. The promo looks super fun. It's like it's got a little Fifth Element mixed with Matrixy kind of darkness. And
has anybody done any research on this? Does anybody know what the?
read the synopsis. That's about it. I know it stars Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis, which is a weird. Was that for Mila or Channing?
Channing.
Okay, just checking.
watched-
And it's Wachowski's. So I don't want to know much more
I
about it,
watched
to tell you the
White
truth.
House Down,
Yeah.
and I was actually looking at that going, you know what? Beat for beat, this is almost exactly Die Hard.
Did you happen to see Olympus Has Fallen?
No.
I
Beat
didn't see,
for beat, it was almost exactly White House Down.
I didn't see. This is another like Deep Impact versus Armageddon type scenario, right? I didn't see White House Down, but I did see Olympus Has Fallen.
I'm going to have
Are
to
you
check
sure?
that out.
Yes, I'm very sure because it had
Okay.
Gerard Butler
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
and Morgan Freeman.
That's
Right.
see. I thought that's what I was going to be
Gonna-
watching when I. Well, no,
Surprise!
I thought.
And you got
I thought,
Jamie
like,
Foxx
I remember
instead.
it going on and going Channing Tatum. I thought Gerard Butler was in this, but okay. So yeah, it was like Channing Tatum and
Jamie
Fox.
Foxx. Jamie Foxx. Ray Charles.
I like. What?
I'm gonna steal your mic for a second. I just watched the Godzilla trailer for the first time. That looks fucking badass.
I know.
right?
Like, I'm glad they didn't show much of him, and he's like covered
Yeah.
in
And
dust
And
and,
then when he
shit.
goes like the roar,
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
goes
Dinosaur
melted.
roar,
Yeah, that looks
It's like
fucking
Jurassic
cool.
Parkish.
Scree on.
All
It's
I
not
need-
a roar. It's a scree on.
As long as P. Diddy does the main song for it, I think we're going to be fine.
Exactly.
Jimmy
Another
Page.
Yeah.
fantastic
Cashmere.
piece
Yeah.
of '90s amazing.
That's true. That tune is killer.
Yeah. Okay.
I would not have thought of that,
Come
Derek.
with
Good
me.
job, man. What?
It was called
Pardon?
"Come with Me."
Oh, well, it was
Bam, '90s
it
knowledge.
was essentially Cashmere with some electronic
Yeah.
beat put behind
yeah,
it,
and
You had me at Canada.
but ooh, 70s knowledge. 60s,
You're old.
60s, 70s. Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Funny.
So how was high school in the '70s?
I never went. We had to go and work in the mines.
Oh,
you know, we
okay.
had to we had to put bread on the
1870s,
table.
The
Yes.
1870s.
It's
Sorry.
Cape Breton, you know. We took our pit ponies to work with us. It's a CBC reference for you.
Do
Amazing.
they pay you every time you make a CBC reference?
No.
Oh.
It's
Right, it's
public.
public
I
broadcasting.
actually paid them. It's trademarked. It's like it costs me 10 cents every time I drop it.
Yeah.
Funny.
Ah, those government jobs are so wonderful.
Spider-Man 2. That is the wicked promo. Did you guys saw it?
No, I haven't
Yep.
seen it.
Yeah, it's such a fun. I'm sorry I talked
Need a
through your
moment there,
orgasm.
Alex.
I'll be in the bathroom. You guys talk amongst yourselves for 10 minutes.
Everybody. Every bad guy. No Venom. But he doesn't
Okay.
fit the story anyway.
All right, so this will be my weekly
Didn't fit the story
Spider-Man
last
rant.
time.
Good point.
But Venom
That
was
movie never
never part of the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Not true.
He was later on, but the
Not
original Sinister
But
Six.
the
was,
original Sinister Six was even a completely different makeup from what we're going to be seeing in this film.
So who do we have in the film?
Well,
School us.
here's what's going to happen. Here's my guess, okay? So
All
I
right.
called Daredevil and Jessica Jones and all that shit. Here's my prediction. So in the trailer, it's pretty much confirmed we're going to have some sort of Rhino incarnation.
Nice.
We're going to have some sort of Electro incarnation. As confirmed in the last movie, Lizard is still alive, rotting in jail somewhere. Right? You
Yep.
remember? He lived.
We're with you.
So that's 3 villains. Also confirmed in the trailer, somebody riding a glider, based on the fact that Chris Cooper is playing Norman Osborn, and the fact that he's all
on his
crinkly
deathbed.
in bed, dying. Yeah, death.
Maybe Hobgoblin?
No, wait.
Well, I'm thinking it's going to be Harry, because Harry plays in this movie, and he is... he looks actually like Tobey Maguire did in Spider-Man 3.
But you know who he is, though. He's the kid from Chronicle.
No, I know.
And love that actor. He was also in that Metallica movie that I was talking about a few weeks ago that I absolutely loved. When I saw him, I squealed a little bit. I saw it at my desk the first time, so my workmates think I might have needed some medication that day. But anyway.
And you may have.
Yeah, and it was your fault, actually, because you're the one that forwarded it to me at first. Anywho, sidebar.
So... he's going to play Harry. Now, it looks like, if you watch the trailer as much as I do, and as much as Bill does, apparently, it looks like it's Harry Osborn in the glider.
Yeah.
So there's some sort of... people are calling it Proto-Goblin, because, like, we don't know if it's actually going to be Green Goblin. So right there, that's 4 villains. I'm keeping... the Goblin thing kind of separate from the other 3. So, and then of course in the trailer we get a bit of a teaser. There's some sort of kind of shouted figure, or shrouded figure. There we go. Shouted. I don't know where that came from.
Figure.
Some sort of figure. Walking
Did he have
by
some kind of fishbowl in his
2
head?
tanks. No, he was walking by 2 tanks. One contained Doc Ock type arms, and they were moving.
Yeah.
And vulture wings in the next tank. So, that's kind of pointing like kind of a thing toward 2 other villains not appearing in this film, or at least not majorly, but appearing in the next film. Now, there's also a scene in the trailer where it was either 5 or 6 kind of bay doors open upward. So they open upward, kind of like they look like they're high security. So I'm thinking, okay, that this film will, of course, have Rhino and Electro. We've already got the Lizard. Now we have Doc Ock and Vulture, the tech confirmed. Now the only question is, will Green Goblin be a part of that? Or will they also, at some point, introduce Mysterio?
Or Sandman.
Or Scorpion, or Kraven. All valid.
Scorpion. I was thinking of Scorpion the other day. He is never brought up.
Exactly. All very valid choices.
Yeah.
Now, I'm also thinking that Rhino, because we've seen so little of him, the reason we've seen so little of him is it was one of 2 reasons. One, it's still so long before the movie comes out that his CGI isn't done yet. 2, he's just going to be an opener villain.
That's my thoughts.
He's going to be the villain that Spider-Man fights at the beginning of the movie to show, as his monologue portrays in the trailer, now that I'm Spider-Man, it's kind of the Batman syndrome, like, now that I'm here upping the stakes. Sorry?
In the Batman movie, didn't he catch Scarecrow like right at the beginning, and then he kind of didn't speak of him again?
Exactly.
Right.
But like...
Well,
now
that
now that Spider-Man's here upping the stakes, the villains are upping the stakes, and it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So I'm thinking Rhino is just going to be kind of a placeholder, like beginning of the film, just to show how shitty being Spider-Man is right now.
There's not really a whole lot that Rhino else is good for. He's the guy who knocks over
he's amazing,
armored
but he's got a metal hide this time.
He's actually amazing in post Brand New Day stuff. Do check it out.
Yeah,
but
he's got a
soul.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Soul. Well, when we next see Rhino after Brand New Day in the comics, he's trying to make an honest life. He's trying to make an honest life as a casino bouncer. He has the love of his life, a beautiful woman, and it's actually really heartbreaking. I don't want to talk about it. If you have a chance,
change the topic.
If you have a chance,
it is really good.
It's really, really good. I'll lend it to you sometime, PigMonkey.
Let's come back to the Rhino in the movie, though.
So
I agree with parts of what you're saying. He is going. I think he's going to be the first guy that we see a battle with.
I don't think he'll be in the Sinister Six.
But I think what it's going to turn out is that all of these guys are somehow connected to Oscorp. and Rhino will be as well.
Oh, they're going to create villains.
Yeah, he can still be in Sinister Six because he's going down early. He's the guy that Oscorp lets out a little too early and they get defeated, kind of thing. And then Electro gets the bulk of the story. But Rhino can come back. I mean, how many times
Spider-Man on to the fact that something
is going down, exactly. Or Rhino, he gets a piece of Rhino's tech and it helps him backtrack it to
there's going to be some
Oscorp
stuff with like his father and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Favorite part of the promo: Rhino taking a manhole cover to the face. Even though it happens like half a second, just the way that Spider-Man looks, bringing the manhole cover down, you just know it's going into Rhino's snout.
Yeah, my favorite part is probably the Doc Ock arms and the Vulture wings.
Yeah,
because it confirms that they're doing something. Now, I'm also wondering if the next film will introduce more villains. Now, Sony has said that they want to do a whole Spider-Man universe of films. I'm wondering if the third movie will just set up the last villains, like Vulture and Doc Ock, and then they'll actually release a Sinister Six movie. And I'm actually kind of hoping to do this. They'll do this. So do a third movie where they introduce the last of the villains, then release a Sinister Six movie where what it does is tell the story from the villain's perspective. Because Superior Foes of Spider-Man is a fantastic
I finally
book.
caught up on that.
And have it so that these villains, they are finally called together and they're making this plan. Now, if you get a good writer and good director on it and good casting, it will be awesome because you will actually start to root for them.
Can Joss Whedon write that one too?
Sure.
I'd be down with that.
I just think that would be a great idea. Have an actual Sinister Six movie where Spider-Man is in it, but it doesn't focus on Spider-Man. It focuses on the Sinister Six and them building their plan to kill Spider-Man.
I think it's a great idea that will never, ever happen.
Yeah.
Do villains get movies?
Yes, Venom's getting a movie.
He
starts as a villain and he becomes an anti-hero.
Is he Flash Thompson in the movie?
He'll probably
be Eddie Brock.
Probably be Eddie Brock. I wouldn't be surprised if they did Flash Thompson, actually.
They like to forget about... These movie makers want to forget about things that are older than 10 years old, so...
Plus, the Flash Thompson stuff's pretty good.
It's a better story.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate to say it, because I love Eddie.
Yeah.
Anyway. Those are my thoughts on Spider-Man. I'm fucking pumped.
Yeah, it's...
when that came out, I squealed, too.
Yeah.
I also remember when they made Venom, was it Venom Deadly Hero or whatever in the 90s?
Lethal Protector.
Yeah, Lethal Protector. Yeah.
Oh, man.
With a die-cut cover on number 1, if I remember right.
I bought that.
Yeah, I have it too.
I bought 2 of them. I had to buy a second one because the first one I traced the face he had on the cover.
I was in college when that book, and I traced it as well.
I was...
Well, Alex was going to get a tattoo, but he wasn't old enough.
I don't know. I like Venom, but it was like they never really made up their minds. I liked him as a villain. I think they went a little hero happy. They definitely went symbiote happy in Marvel for a while there.
Yeah, there was
really
a dozen of them.
Oh no! At one point, everybody was covered in a symbiote.
Well, to be fair, that was in the 2000s.
Okay.
And it was for like 2 issues of Mighty Avengers.
I do not remember that story at all.
Although there was also Planet of the Symbiotes.
Yes.
Well, it makes sense. There had to be a Planet of the Symbiotes somewhere.
And I have all these fucking comics. And I'll never get rid of them because it's my childhood.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I don't know, that's bad, but I still think the worst thing Marvel ever did, the greatest atrocity they ever really perpetrated on their own characters, was turning Punisher into an agent for God.
That was pretty bad.
That was,
I mean...
But it makes God more relatable.
It really helped reach the children with the message.
No, it doesn't. Anybody that hires the Punisher is not somebody I can understand.
No. What? Okay, here. God works in mysterious ways. No, now
Frank
God works
does not.
in the Punisher. Because, fuck you, the Punisher, that's why. I think it's fantastic. I love that idea. I want the Punisher to solve all the world's problems.
I watched the Avengers Assemble cartoon this week, and they did this alternate timeline where Thor was off at Asgard, and Doom created this alternate timeline.
Fucking Doom.
And as they were...
Guy is kind of a dick.
Yeah, and he was... And basically Thor came back to a world where Victor Von Doom was like the overruler of everything else and was preparing for Thor to return. And as soon as they came back, everybody who was Avengers who don't remember that, it turns out there was this big internal conspiracy to overthrow Doom. But the best part of it for me was they lined up, like, at the point where, you know, everything is as bad as it can get. They line up Thor, and the Executioner is there with this giant cannon. And they're getting ready to vaporize Thor, and Black Widow goes, "Castle now!" And he whips off, and it's the Punisher, and he picks up this gun and turns around and opens fire on everybody.
Yeah,
that's the Punisher.
Punisher, that's why.
That is God's right-hand man.
Actually, I know that Flash technically became the person to best deliver all the toys to all the girls and boys last night, but I'd like to change that to the Punisher if I could. Because the man would enforce the naughty list. It's not even the man's job, and he enforces the naughty list.
It saves so much money. Like,
the man, you know, you gotta respect a man who loves his craft. I mean,
if you find a guy who loves what he doesn't work a day in his life. Frank Castle just whistling while he works.
Well, that's what I was about to ask. Do you think he ever whistles while he works? Like, I want to see a comic where he's whistling, like,
while he's torturing some mob informant.
Fucking fantastic.
That was what was that? There was one where Fury gave Castle was locked up in prison, and Fury said, "You'll work for me because I'm going to give you the keys to this place."
That was Ultimates.
Yeah.
Ultimate Avengers, and that was about the point that the Ultimates universe started to swirl the bowl, as it were. But it was a pretty good scene.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I like the Punisher. I like human level.
Everybody loves the Punisher. Yeah, there's nothing not to like.
Everybody wants.
Depends who's writing him.
The horrible people to get their comeuppance in one way or another, and okay. Yeah, you could argue against his methods, but you can't argue that the guy gets shit done.
Yeah.
You know?
You could argue against Marvel's methods, too. Like, he is such a killer character, like we're talking about, but he's also met Archie. He's like, they put him in really shitty, like, Hand of God kind of guy.
Punisher
I liked Frankencastle.
Batman was really cool.
Yeah? No, I don't know if I read that. I liked Frankencastle, though. It took me a while.
Go home, Bill.
I waited for it in trade, and it was a perfectly fine summer read, you know? Funny. Who wrote that? I can't even remember, though.
I don't know.
Just a whole bunch
Punisher
of people.
Write or wrote is a strong word.
Yes. Who put that up?
Vomited on the paper. I don't know.
Is there anybody to punish in Riverdale?
What? Yeah, because
he's crazy
chasing
kids.
I fucking know this story. He's chasing a mobster that looks like Archie Andrews, and the mobster figures out that he can swap with Archie, and so the mobster becomes the friend of Betty and Veronica and fish out of water, while the Punisher is chasing around actual Archie Andrews. Fuck, I can't believe I remember that, but that's the gist of it.
I want to read that.
And it all ends up at a teen bop dance at the end. That's
a
all
very
I remember.
Archie plot line.
Also a die-cut cover on that comic because it was the 90s.
Fuck, I love the 90s. The problem with my 90s comics in my collection is they take up like twice the room of a regular comic.
Because everything's so
thick. You got two of everything?
Yeah.
Well, that. Yeah. And like the covers are 3 centimeters wide.
Yeah.
Like they're super embossed, and they have holofoil.
Silver Surfer number 50. That's where it all started for me.
I remember we bought a collection at the shop that had like 37 copies of that book in it. Fuck.
What would you put it on the shelf for now? $1? Put it in the 25-cent bin?
Easily $80. I mean, people who bought that comic book totally lucked out on that one. Seriously, everybody who's listening who has copies of Silver Surfer number 50. Take it to Monster Comic Lounge.
They will give you top dollar.
Top dollar. Top
Yes,
dollar.
$1
Can you edit out the laughter, please?
No.
Damn it. Well, wherever your local
Funny.
comic shop is, make sure you take it there. Tell them Alex sent you. Pat will kill me if you go to Quantum.
And Pat will be on next week.
That's
too.
right. That's right.
Is he coming?
He's going to come.
Nice.
I will be gone.
right.
I am gone until the 1st, which is
When I leave,
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how long are you gone?
Are you
for?
not going to be here for that show?
I leave on the 1st. I get back on the 8th.
Okay.
Cock.
So
I'm
you're
going to
Slightly unnecessary.
I'm going to spend the start of 2014 on a nice beach in Florida.
Very nice.
See?
There you go.
What a
Yeah,
cock.
cock.
About,
You can't argue it, can you?
I
about
know.
an hour north of Pensacola.
Cock.
nice.
Yeah.
So we've got to replace Gavin for a week. Will you be back on the 8th then?
I will be back on the 8th. I'm
Okay.
not sure what time my flight gets in.
You've made commitments.
Yeah, man. It just got really dark in here. It's like, I can't believe that.
Pay your fucking
I can't believe that cock.
people.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Do you have dad humor yet?
Oh, of course.
Oh my
I
God.
grew up with it. Yeah.
I love being a dad. I can say such stupid shit.
It just
and it's
makes
funny
people
because
laugh.
I'm a dad.
Yes.
It's great.
Very nice. And
No explanation.
yeah, no. We just had a moment.
It's a dad thing.
It's a dad thing. I was trying to think of an example.
There
But
are
everything
no fitting
it's just
examples.
dumb.
You
Yeah, it's just all
it's
gibberish.
what we do. It's,
Yeah.
Like, actually, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the show, but I'm really brokenhearted that there's no longer going to be like a landline in my home. At least not that we can foresee. So I'll never be able to really answer the phone for my son and
embarrass him.
and tell people, hold on a second, I think he's pooping. And that's a dream of mine, and I don't know if it'll ever be fulfilled.
Dude, he's going to leave his phone out, and it's going to ring, and you're going to pick it up, and you're going
true.
to be
Oh, I
able
am.
to do it. Of course you're going to do that. It's not even an issue. He will put it out, and you will just be able to note it, that it's there, and keep an eye on it for it to ring.
Well, and like any good father, I will know his his online passwords, and I will know his online passwords until the day that I change his Facebook status to BRB pooping. And then only his mother will know his Facebook passwords. I will guess. I will try to guess them. And
I did that. I did that to Eddie. He left himself logged in on my computer. When you leave it logged in on my computer, then you're asking for it. I gave him a warning, and he did it again. And I moved his status to, you know what? I'm really beginning to see how Twilight is such a great series.
Yeah.
And left that, and he got like a major response from a lot of people going, what? And actually a lot of people going, yeah, I know, right? And
Bringing some Twilight fans out of the closet.
Well, that's good. Then you were doing a service. He knows.
That's right.
He knows
Yeah,
who to
yeah.
unfriend. With apologies to all my Twilight follower friends. Ugh.
Wow. A little judgy there.
A little, very. I make no apologies.
I honestly have not seen the movies or read the books. I don't have any position to judge from yet. I will based entirely on their fandom.
Well, I read the first book to see what the fuss was about. I clearly am not the target audience.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
I saw the first movie, and when vampires played baseball, I thought, yeah, I'm not quite with
I
them
actually,
on this
because we did a Geeks versus Nerds with it, and I figured, okay, well, I should actually try to watch this so that I know what I'm talking about. And it crashed my computer twice. And I went, I am not meant to see this.
Right. Twilight, Wolf Among Us. I think your computer's the problem. It's not the stuff you're downloading.
No, the Wolf Among Us is on PS3.
Oh, right, of course. Yes.
But my computer is a problem.
Yes.
My computer
I watched the first one. I
need
thought,
to update it.
maybe, vampire, something different. It was different, all right. I don't get it. No.
No, but
Alex, before we move over to the sinning pool and so on, I don't know this, and I'm actually really curious. Bryan Singer just tweeted X-Men Apocalypse 2016, and I know Days of Future Past a little bit. I don't know anything about Apocalypse, though. And I'm not going to take a chunk of time, because I know time is a restraint, but what the fuck is X-Men Apocalypse?
Okay.
Challenge.
it's actually what happens after Days of Future Past. The changing of Days of Future Past bring on the Age of Apocalypse.
And Apocalypse has been around since, the dawn of mutants. Arguably, he's the first mutant. Mm-hmm. He believes that mutants... kind of the Magneto thing. Like, he believes that mutants are the chosen race, and that he must kill... a little further than Magneto. Magneto believes that mutants are superior, and we should kill to gain our rights, to gain a rightful place on the Earth. Apocalypse just feels mutants are superior, kill all humans.
Sweet.
So, kill or enslave all humans. He has this ancient Egypt thing
Mentality.
going.
Ancient Egypt,
Super villainy.
United States 100 years ago,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. I should say ancient Egypt, according to the Bible, not fact. That's the word, right? Fact.
Fact. I've heard that word before.
He time travels.
He's crazy powerful.
Crazy powerful. Like, he's immortal. He cannot be truly killed. Although right now,
except he has been
dead.
a couple of times.
Yeah, but he always comes back. So actually, no, sorry. Everybody in the Marvel and DC universe, with the exception of Uncle Ben and Bruce Wayne's parents, are immortal. So I shouldn't.
That's right. Exactly.
That's not really a power.
Fair
It's just
enough.
Uncle Ben and Bruce Wayne's parents suck.
Not even the newest, the Elseworld, where the Flash, where Bruce died. And
his parents lived.
His parents lived.
So you're talking about Flashpoint.
Flashpoint, yeah.
Not technically an Elseworld.
Yeah, I guess.
Technically
So,
real world.
so
Uncle Ben.
It's just Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
It's
Fucking
just Uncle
what a
Ben.
shitty
Actually,
douchebag.
which would be a really interesting thesis to watch
By the way.
the entire Marvel universe fall apart
Dying.
because Uncle Ben didn't die.
I can't believe I'm the one that's about to bring this up, but did you see the Crossed news this week?
No, I didn't.
Garth Ennis coming back to write.
Yep.
On
Oh,
number
that's
50.
fantastic.
He's doing
I still
7
won't read
issues
that.
or something. It's not my job to bring up the cross references.
Mandatory cross reference, ladies and gentlemen.
It's
Fantastic.
But yeah, I saw all the covers online last night, I think it was. And it's like, oh, I think I'll get this one with the small child with the cross burnt on her face eating this dismembered hand. That looks like the cover for me. And
Will you read it to your son?
No, I will not read it to myself. Nightmares. But
Do you call reading just reading to yourself?
yes, essentially.
Hey, Bill, do you want to hear a story? Yes, Bill, I'd love to hear a story.
Can you do the voices this time, Bill? Okay, sure, I guess. Finally saw Thor, the second Thor,
Right?
The other night. It was really good, yes. But in the same vein as actors being covered, the guy that played, is it Cursed with a D on the end of it, and Malkeith's sideman. that's Adebisi from Oz or Mr. Echo from Lost. And you see him for 5 minutes or so, and then all of a sudden he's completely covered in makeup. And it's like, one of my favorite actors out there. And I kind of don't think it's him because it's a computer generated.
Did he have a little toque on the
just a little hat hanging on somehow. Yeah.
On the unburned side.
Last week, you said on Arrow that Barry Allen was not going to appear, and yet last week on Arrow, Barry Allen appeared.
I will eat my words there. I was misinformed. I was reading online news, and I was misinformed.
It
I don't
looks
watch
like
the show,
it looks like they are going to be giving him powers on the show.
On the show, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So
teasing a lot of Star
they
Lab
introduced
stuff.
Barry Allen.
Yeah.
They haven't introduced Flash.
No, but he's not Flash yet.
Okay.
They actually alluded to it in the episode. They had him up looking at different chemicals, and there was like a lightning storm in the background.
Oh, what a douche! What a bunch of douchebags!
Yeah, it was totally
no,
not for you.
No, well, he's working with as a love interest
for Arrow.
Yes,
how
groundbreaking.
No, for the hacking component of the Arrow team. So. And it looks like they're beginning to line up Deathstroke now. So it should be pretty interesting what's coming up. All right, well, I guess then it must be time for... The Sinning Pool. Okay, so I guess I'm in first place, so I'll start. Khloe Kardashian kicked out Lamar Odom, citing drugs and infidelity as an issue.
Yep, there you go.
So you have Lamar.
He has Lamar.
Yeah. And 2 points.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll give you 2.
Jameis Winston, the 911 rape tapes were released, and a girl claimed during it that she was blacking out. While I wouldn't necessarily look on this, but he's also up for an award right now at the same time. So this is really bad heat for him.
Yep. How many points are you looking for?
I'm just thinking it's because it's like hearsay. It's just 1.
You did release the tape.
Yeah, I'll give you 1.
Sure.
Rob Ford.
All I've got.
Yeah.
Who got interviewed?
Poor PigMonkey.
Who got interviewed by Conrad Black? So.
But what happened?
Oh well,
Honey Boo Boo came in and sprayed them with silly string. I don't know, something stupid reality TV-ish. I think
he did suggest
Story's ridiculous.
that the reporters that were reporting on him was a pedo, and got into this discussion with said it while Conrad Black was interviewing him, because Conrad Black is a source for fair and legitimate reporting.
How many points do you want?
What are you looking for here?
Hold on. He also did interviews on, or was going around to what is considered the worst tenant building in Toronto. And during that, he walked in on a woman who was just wearing a towel. And kind of freaked out and said, "What are you doing? I'm in enough trouble as it is." I thought it was funny. I don't know if it's worth anything. I'm thinking he's like 2 points for all of this.
No, I was gonna say 1, but okay.
No, I think 2. There's a lot of silliness in there.
Okay. He's just kind of
So
your number
that's-
1 earner ever since you picked him up, huh?
That's, 5 points? So I'm at 51.
Holy crap. I didn't get a whole lot. R. Kelly, in a moment of spectacular stupidity, set up a Twitter feed, hashtag Ask R. Kelly, and answered questions for people on the internet. Now, he was actually pretty good about it. But what the hell was he thinking?
So did he say anything stupid?
No, he really didn't. But, I mean, most of the questions were just like, so, I'm looking for a present for my niece. What do kids like this year?
Nah.
Being peed on.
I got nothing this week. So I'm still at 28.
Sorry, man.
Oh, tough one.
Yeah.
All right, well,
But I figure Bieber's in a southern country right now, so I'll probably make it up next week.
what did you say you're at? 28?
28.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go past you. Thanks to Kanye West, who within the last few hours has had 2 little blow-ups. One, he is yelling at the Grammys for only giving him 2 Grammy nominations, so he's kicking up a stink about that. And he kicked a fan out of a concert earlier this week because the fan in the front row asked him to remove the mask that he was wearing, and he said, "This is my fucking art. Get out of here," and booted her from the concert. Stopped the concert to kick her out because she wanted to see his face. He yelled at her, "You see my face all over the internet every day." Like, come on. This guy's a dick.
Way to treat your fans.
This guy is a dick.
What are you asking for?
I think there's 2 points each there. I would like 4 and accept 3.
For Kanye? For that?
For stopping concerts and kicking people out of
But it's
a
Kanye.
30,000 seater.
For claiming it's
Probably.
art.
For claiming it's art.
For claiming it's art.
Plus, when you add in the other thing there,
The
Grammy.
Yeah, but you don't
I'll
expect
give you 4.
Kanye.
I'll give you 4.
I'd say 3. I don't know if I'd give 4. 4 seems a bit high.
I also feel 3 is more than fair.
Right, 3.
I mean, I would.
Puts me ahead of Gavin.
It does. You could have convinced me to 4, but I think 3 is fair.
Yeah, the other thing was, it's not actually Kanye doing anything, but Arsenio Hall was getting on his case this week, today as well, for using the word slave in one of his songs on the new album. But again,
It's Arsenio, not...
Exactly.
What's an Arsenio Hall?
Kanye was bound to do it.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible.
If I had a Nerf gun, I'd
My only 2 other things on my list. Mike Tomlin, the coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the team is losing a draft pick because of some shit that he pulled last week on the field. Losing a draft pick in the NFL is huge. It's pretty much the equivalent of losing $500,000
What did he
$1 million
pull on the field?
He was just messing with the time clock. Like he was slowing down the clock. Being a bad sport as a coach, essentially.
His poor sportsmanship was such that they lost a draft.
That they lose a draft pick. You break the rules. The NFL
Holy
essentially
crap.
stands for the no fun league. You don't break the rules in the NFL. People get charged like $10,000 because they wrote a number on their sock. Like, say their buddy, hurt his neck or something, and he's out this week. They do a little tribute. They write, 13 on their sock. It's like $10,000, like that. You're not allowed to alter your uniform. You're not allowed to celebrate as a group in the end zone. $20,000. Like,
for celebrating as a group.
As a group. So you can spike the football. You can, do
they're
your
not
own little
crazy about
celebration, but you can't have more than one person come together.
Why?
To do the celebration.
Delay a
Because
game.
Delay a game and taunting. They look at it as taunting the other team sometimes.
And it is.
Well,
but
that would make a more interesting
no
game.
fun league. Well, that's why we love the CFL. That's why Canadians have a better football league. Anyway, only looking for a point on Tomlin there for losing a draft pick for his team.
That's huge.
He's
though,
gonna lose
pick.
his job at the end of the year.
Yeah.
He's gonna go somewhere else. And 1 point for Whoopi Goldberg, I think, is my ask. She's backtracking this week. I guess a couple of years ago in an interview, she said she had smoked weed before hosting the Oscars to settle herself down. It was brought up again this week by the media, and she's saying, no, God, no. I'm on The View. I don't smoke weed. I never smoked weed. So she's completely backtracking on...
That's fair. That's worth a point. Easy.
What did we go? 3 gives me 5, so I'm at 31.
Nice. Kris Jenner. PETA slammed her this week.
But you said penis slam. Like, where is this going? Chris Jenner, penis slam.
And
this is going to be worth big points.
Painful.
Yeah.
Big points.
PETA slammed her this week for swimming with a rented sea lion and posting pictures of it online. Talking about how, this isn't a pool noodle that you like play with in a pool. I guess she had gone to somebody's house where they had rented a sea lion, and she posed with this thing that had been tortured, basically to perform certain tricks.
Yeah,
and,
I'll give you. I'll give you
That's a
points
point
for that.
That's all I'm asking.
That's a point. And please tell me you're having a sea lion at your New Year's party this year, dude.
Of course. I have no pool.
That's
so,
how you know when your friends are rich.
I have no pool, and it's winter.
Yeah,
so
it'll be fine. It'll be fine. They want to come indoors anyway. It's so cold out.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's crazy. Those people are nuts.
Justin Trudeau is getting a lot of heat right now. He's been kind of on the defense because he's trying to defend his poor Commons attendance. Apparently, this past session, he's only been there 2 days per week in the fall session, and he's saying things like, "Well, Canadians want somebody who they can actually talk to, not somebody who's actually sitting in the House of Commons, for all these speeches and everything."
Dude, I'm just back in my office getting high, man. Playing Xbox.
If I don't smoke this weed, I won't get high.
I'm just asking 1 point for this because it again shows.
I will give a stupid point for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really.
You think that little of us that excuse is going to fly?
There are a lot of MPs that go out and do both. They because they're only in fucking session for a couple months at a time. And then they have months,
book your calendar. Get
they
your
have
fucking
months
calendar straight.
Of time where they can meet with their constituents. Stephen Harper, I think this one is kind of a big deal. He's getting flack for attending a controversial. He was like an honored.
I was
guest.
hoping you hadn't seen this one.
He was an honored guest. I can't remember the settlement name, but it was basically an Israeli fundraiser to raise money to settle in a disputed region of Israel.
Yeah.
That, for me, but that's very short-sighted on his part.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know that Canada officially is an ally of Israel, and I don't want to get into the politics of everything, blah, 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 but it's kind of stupid to actually go and be part of this fundraiser specifically designed to raise money to build houses.
How much do you want for
I'm asking 3.
I'd give you 3 for that.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
What is he thinking?
I honestly think that's incredibly stupid on his part.
Does he truly believe
yeah.
that his support base doesn't watch the news?
You know what?
His support base won't give a shit.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like his core support is all very, very, very pro-Israel. Like, I mean, this is, like, if you trace it back far enough, this is still the side that believes that the end of days will come when, in Israel. I'm not going to get into all that bullshit, but basically, they believe that, some of these people believe that by backing this type of shit, you're beginning the end of days.
Shouldn't that be something we'd want to avoid?
No,
because
they're
brings
true
the
believers.
believers into the kingdom of heaven, Gavin.
Didn't you see This Is the End?
That's what I was about to say.
Seth Rogen taught us all about this.
Yeah.
I've also read some of those awful books. Left Behind.
Left Behind, yeah.
Oh, Kirk Cameron. They keep him busy.
So, Tom Cruise, this week was so he's already facing court battles.
Yes, he is.
But in new affidavits that have been signed by, I think, 12 ex-Scientologists, they are alleging, and again, these are signed affidavits, these are court admissible, like, this is the complete truth. They're alleging that they were forced to work for Tom Cruise while they were Scientologists to do basically anything he demanded of them.
So they were like PAs?
They were slave labor.
Slaves.
They were the guys Kanye sings about.
Yeah,
those guys.
Exactly. I'm asking for 3 points. I think that because it's a signed court affidavit, and it's coming to light that Tom Cruise basically had.
I will give
slaves.
you 2 for it. on the understanding that this is not going away. Like, you're going to be getting points for this next week and the week
I think
after.
it will go away because it has to do with Scientology.
No.
Yeah.
I honestly believe it's going to go away.
I think this is going to disappear very quickly.
And if it doesn't go away, I will sacrifice a point later on.
I'm not going to do the accounting. I'm saying
I'll do the
it's
accounting.
2. I'm saying that's why I think it's 2.
I think it's 3 because I think this is going to go away very quickly because it has to do with Scientology.
I feel court documents...
I would also like to point out that right now, Alex is in second place and well ahead of both of you gentlemen.
I'm just saying, signed affidavits.
I know, it's legal...
That basically Tom Cruise had... slaves.
If he is charged, then yeah, that's...
Well,
No, if he's charged with being a slave owner, that's more like
then,
8 points,
God,
10
no,
points.
That's easily 10 points if he's charged.
So much
and then when
Mission
that happens, I will take away a point. And take 9 points.
So much for Mission Impossible 5.
Yeah.
I really think 3 points.
I can live with 3.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
And
I
I
know
agree.
it's Tom Cruise.
I agree.
If it was Vanessa Hudgens that this was coming
She
out
a
about,
Scientologist too?
No.
No,
But
she is on the list.
If it was... No, actually, I have Selena Gomez.
Oh, right. They're
she's-
interchangeable.
And there's something for her this week, too.
Oh.
But if it was Will Smith, relatively clean-cut Scientologist, and he owned slaves, then I'd be asking for like 5 points.
Yeah.
All right. Selena Gomez. So am I getting my 3 points for that?
Yes.
Fantastic. Selena Gomez. Clean cut. You dropped her.
I know. Weeks ago.
You dropped her, and I picked her up.
Sloppy seconds.
Sloppy
Paid
seconds.
off for you.
So at the Jingle Ball, her performance, she saw it was lackluster. It was not going well, and so she dropped an F-bomb, and then stormed off the stage because of her shitty performance.
I give a point for hissy fit.
Yeah.
Selena Gomez, I was asking for 2.
No, I don't think it's more than a
Well,
point.
we gave 3 for stopping a show to kick somebody out.
But
there was
and
other
also,
stuff going
there was
on
also,
with
But this
yes.
is Selena Gomez. Fucking, she's somebody's support in fucking rehab right now. Like, she's gives a shitty performance. She's like, this is fucking. I think she said this is fucking bullshit. And
What
stormed.
the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? And stormed off stage after basically pleading with the audience. I know that there's going to be some stuff you guys are going to love later on. And then storms off stage. 2 points. We gave 3 for Kanye.
All right.
It's Kanye.
Here's
why I'm stuck on 1 point.
Because you gave her up.
How
Because,
many
well,
points do
partially,
you have
yeah.
right now?
No, but that
What
doesn't
is-
matter.
what is your
that doesn't
points
matter.
to this point?
There's this cynical
It matters
part.
when I'm
Yeah.
getting charged. No,
The
it
blue,
does matter. How
the
many
blue
points
shell
do you
does
have?
not hit the second car in Mario Kart. There's a cynical part of my brain that thinks that this shit is fabricated. That she didn't actually. That they knew that was
Kanye
going to
West
happen.
shit is probably fabricated
Yeah, I
at
know.
this point.
I don't think so. I don't know. Andrew?
People are reporting that she was visibly angry.
Yeah.
So she might be. It could be fake, but that's speculation, guys.
I'm just adding for 2 points. We gave 3 to
Okay,
Kanye.
2 points. Kanye had more things than that.
Yeah.
But again,
Kanye
it's
was-
Kanye.
Yeah, but
If it was
that's
Vanessa
why we
Hudgens-
have a
If it was
pool-
Vanessa Hudgens or
Stop picking
or
on
Selena-
Vanessa.
But that's
Sorry,
why we
Selena Gomez.
that's why we
In my mind, they're the same person.
Yeah, it's true.
There's
it's
a
true.
reason we take turns picking people for your pool because the type of person doesn't matter. It's the type of infraction that gets
Yeah.
you the points.
Yeah, you're right. We're getting a little hung up on the other
We're making like
side of it.
Context.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But context does matter.
Yeah.
Because again, otherwise, we're honestly comparing Selena Gomez saying "fuck" on stage to Bashir al-Assad and Kim Jong-un. We have to have
Right.
context.
Or a rapper dropping an N-bomb and, an old white lady dropping an N-bomb.
Honestly, it context matters.
well, that's a fair point. I hadn't really considered that.
Is that your last one on the list?
Yes.
How many points does that bring you to?
Well, what are we giving me?
What are you giving? What do you have before we give it to you?
No, that doesn't matter.
I think we're
Andrew's
giving you
the
two. I
deciding
think we're
vote.
giving you 2
The 2
points.
points.
That sounded
Okay,
that
gives
sounded
me
very
10
fair to
points
me.
total. That gives me 10 points total, so
Nicely
that
done.
brings me to 47.
Nicely done, sir.
Okay, real quick. Which one of you assholes had Barack Obama and didn't see the selfie thing that was all over the news?
I have Barack Obama.
No? Barack Obama took a selfie with with the prime minister lady of another country, and Michelle Obama got pissed at him and made him switch seats. Yeah, and it's all over the news. So it's not a horrible thing, but it's definitely a point at least.
Well, did you hear about Paris Hilton?
No.
She said that when asked about Nelson Mandela's death, she said, now this is hearsay, I didn't actually fact check this, so maybe I'm completely off base, but because it does kind of sound like a joke that somebody would make up. But apparently she said, I think it's horrible, but I think we can all kind of take a lot out of it if we just remember his I Had a Dream speech. Now, I don't know if that is true. Somebody
I hope that's a joke.
I know. I hope that's true. I really hope she said that.
Anyway,
really
so I get another point then.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, okay.
If that's
that's definitely on the Twitter battle level. Easy.
So, Derek, are you finding things for everybody's people?
Just I'm unbiasedly anything that pops in my head.
Okay.
I'm not looking them up during the show. That was big, and
I looked it up.
I did it for someone else last week.
Yeah.
I'll just do it based on what I see.
Okay.
Yeah, well, and we all do it for each other. Except, I do it for you guys.
We don't do it for you.
Well,
Once I pull into lead,
then we
you
won't
guys
do it for him.
For me. Yeah.
Does somebody have Paris Hilton on their list?
No.
no.
Just curious.
So that puts Gavin in last place. So are you swapping anybody out?
No, I'm going to hang tough with these guys.
I'm going to take Paris Hilton. Why not? Why not?
Who are you dropping?
I'm going to drop Jim Carrey. I got a couple of points from him a few weeks ago, so I'm going to leave him and pretend that Paris Hilton is actually an actor and pop her in that category.
Okay.
Well, she has been in a couple of
House of Wax was a pretty good movie. Anyway.
Because she died.
Well, yeah. Spoiler.
I'm dropping Will Smith because apparently they're going strong, him and Jada. And I'm taking Lindsay Lohan, who has appeared in New York as if nothing has ever been wrong.
Well, it looks like she's going to have a little battle with Paris Hilton, so you and I might get some teamwork points out of this. There you go. Fist bump.
Form of an asshole.
Pucker up, motherfucker.
Well, I'm going to drop CeeLo Green and actually put in Macaulay Culkin
Oh, I heard.
from musician.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
He's started his own band.
Yeah. Velvet Underground covers, they say.
Oh my god.
I just think he might deliver. And I think that's the show. We've run to time, so I am PigMonkey.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Bill.
I'm Alex.
And that is the show.